You're listening to In My Humble Opinion with Maxilia Robinson and Charles Lewis. Only on 101.3 Jams.
You know, I told Charles I want to attack this a little bit differently, but Adolph lost his life, but Memphis is not, if number one or number two, the second most dangerous city in the country, which means that unfortunately, that Mr. Thornton was not the first or the last black male that's going to be killed in that city. Because let's be real, the majority of the killings in this country are young black men. That's factual. And I think because it's young Dolph, I don't want to forget the other 190-something homicides that have already happened in that city this year.
That's right.
That were also other young black men and young black women. Unfortunately, he's another name added to the list, but this is something that's going on in that particular city, Max, every single day. The other part that's very problematic about the lifestyles that, and Charles, I think you and I talked about this, and Max, I want to get your take. This young man has previously had two other attempted murders on his life in the last 4 years. In 2017, he was shot in LA 3 times and he survived. And then the most notorious one was that he was at the CIAA HBCU event in Charlotte, North Carolina, and his tour bus was shot 100 times.
Wow.
And so I know everybody's screaming, young Dolph, rest in peace. And we're definitely sending condolences. But I find it extremely problematic that this many times somebody has tried to take your life. And I don't know why. But whatever the conflict is, as black men, we need to get away from it and totally get out of it, because none of this is productive. He got killed. Allegedly, one of the other young men is either not here or that attempted to do it. And these other guys that killed him, they're going to lose their lives eventually, whether it be to the penitentiary. So this whole circle of violence, the whole circle of entertainment, none of it is productive. And it's problematic for me, Max, on how we look at it, because it's a rest in peace. But let's be real. Nobody knows why this beef started. Nobody knows what the reason is for. But I just have it's not always just a hater, Charles. It ain't always just a hater.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody's just hating on him because he got money. Man, we don't know what's going on in these people's lives. And I think we just have to be careful on how we position things and how we look at it. That's all.
Very well said. Ms. Max?
I certainly agree with you, Aaron. And my thoughts are kind of all over the place in terms of this, like, senseless violence or senseless death. We got to do better. We got to, let's be honest, what culminated just the other day with him, with young Dolph losing his life, came at the result of years of something, whether it started 5 years before then, 10 years before then, or when he was a little boy. And so I'm saying that to say, like, we gotta get our kids, man. We gotta get our kids. We gotta get them young. We gotta get, the right influences around them. We gotta get them in better environments. We gotta teach them better, show them better, and try to build this, this infrastructure, this environment around them that keeps them, or at least minimizes the possibility of something like this happening to them later down the road. And it's everybody's job, right? These kids they didn't ask to be here. It's somebody else's responsibility to take care of them and teach them and provide for them and lead them in the right direction. And when you don't do that and they're left up to their own devices, they may make some bad decisions that can send them to the penitentiary of the grave or any other, negative outcome. And so I'm just saying, like, we gotta do better with our youth. We gotta do better with life as a whole, or living as a whole. But we gotta get our kids. We gotta get our kids. We gotta get our kids. We gotta get, because there's some little boy that's gonna follow in his footsteps, unfortunately, that we may not hear about till 10, 15 years from now, what have you. But there'll be a next and a next. There'll be a next tomorrow. There'll be a next today.
Max, there's probably been a Max. Max, there was a next last night. And the next doesn't have to be in Memphis. It could have been in Atlanta. It might have been in Charlottesville. It could have been in D.C. It could have been in PG County. It could have been in New York. It could have been in Cali. All of them matter. And this in this country, and particularly our culture, we have gotten to the point that we have become numb about how we feel about young black male death.
Everything's to blame. Let's be honest. But I mean, and neighborhood is to blame. Parents are to blame. School system is to blame.
Everybody.
Racism is to blame.
Everybody.
Everything is to blame.
Everybody.
Everything.
Hey, and y'all know what else? A lot of times people say, wow, like y'all pay attention to celebrities. And when I say y'all, not just us, but the general y'all, right?
Absolutely.
It's it's a celebrity, but it happens on the day-to-day, as Aaron was stating. And that's very true. That the benefit of when it comes to a notable figure is that opens the door for the conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we're definitely not minimizing like any other lives that were lost, but when it's someone of this caliber, the world pays attention, and it's unfortunate that it's like that, and I hope that we do get to a point to where that's not the case. Now, next, we as a people also got to get real with ourselves, because we're going to talk about situation going on with former police chief Brackney as well. But in the same light, and I know that's not a life loss, it's technically a career loss, another stain on the city of Charlottesville, but in the same light, we as a people, right, don't pay attention, don't support each other when we should, but then when the negative happens, then we want to show our blackness. Then we want to show support. But it's too late. For that brother Adolph, it's too late to say how much you care and how much you love. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, even people streaming his music. Man, streaming while you're here.
Yeah.
Streaming while you're here. Get these brothers off the street. It's so problematic. And I just think that culturally, Charles, I mean, it's certain things we got to get rid of. I'm not going to go down a huge rabbit hole, but one of the biggest forms of music right now is the new drill scene. Charles, I know you've heard of it, but it's the new drill rap, which is your Pop Smokes and your Lil Durks and all these Pooh Shiesties. Let's be very, very clear.
And what is that, Aaron? What is
So drill rap is basically maybe I will get banned for saying this, but it is gang affiliated rap. That is basically what it is. It's all gang affiliated. One of this, like Pop Smoke, when he's got this famous saying, "Meet the Woo." The Woo is a Crip term. Pooh Shiesty, that song that everybody's doing that, remember that dance? The whole song is about murdering somebody.
That's why Kendrick got in trouble for, like when he said smoking on your top 5, because that came out of the Jacksonville gang culture, where they were saying like I'm smoking on, and they would give a name of somebody they killed.
This is becoming the new popular form of hip hop, and it's extremely problematic because guess what? You got a couple guys that get on, Charles, and they make a few songs, but guess what's happening to those other young black men in those neighborhoods? They dying or they going to jail. Period. Ain't no in between, ain't no in the middle. And we have to really just take a stand and decide what is going to be acceptable. People talking about censorship. Listen, I don't even know what to say, but I just know that young black men dying at this point is becoming so normal that we've got to do something different. Yeah. And another thing I wanted to say real quick to Max is that when I see some of these videos and I see these young black men, and I have 2 black sons. Max has black sons. Charles has black sons. The thing I never see in any of these videos, Charles, and Max will agree with me, I never see fathers. I see 1,000 black men holding a gun and doing all this stuff on camera. I don't see any dads. And to me, that's a reflection of us in our community.
Does that make money?
Seeing a father? Money? No, of
Does
course,
that
Max.
Make the record label money?
No, absolutely not. But maybe sometimes we got to change. We got to throw the bag out and save our boys.
Now, hold on, no, because like we both come from the hip hop culture, and I will agree that's what's getting commercialized. Like, but I don't want to neglect those who are making good conscious rap or making a variety.
I'm not
of
neglecting them either. Yeah. I'm just saying that might have to go. I'm being real. Yeah. Gang culture is getting mixed in with black culture, and we're not realizing it. And that's not black culture. Yeah. Killing each other ain't black culture.
Yeah. And Miss Max, and something for you, and want to get your take on all of this, of course, is Like, he was doing great things. Adolph was doing great things. Young Dolph, his high school respected him, did a lot of like community service. He was supporting a black business that he was frequently, promoted. And was the place where he was murdered.
Right.
So that makes me think, Miss Max, is that like sometimes your demons catch up with you. Like, you could be doing a lot of good. And, like, as we all are. And the thing is that we all make mistakes. We all have a past. And I think we as a community and as a people, that sheds light on that for me. Somehow we gotta be mature enough and care about each other enough to let some dumb stuff go. Because really, when we really think about this, and of course, like, none of us here really knows what illegal activity he may still have been involved in.
We're not saying that he was.
And all that's under investigation. But the point is, though, is that he also seemed to be doing some great things for his community, like hot meals, like I said, all this kind of stuff. But there was something that was still hanging on that he was tied to that led to his demise. And like I said, I don't think that's just on him. That's a community thing. There's some folks that we need to heal with. Like, we all have past that we need to heal.
So, Max, let me throw something at Max. Hey, Max, go ahead.
Now, like, just what's problematic for me in this whole situation is that this young man's lifestyle, or what have you, was monetized, right? And so that's what the record label capitalized off of, not understanding that this is somebody's real way of life. And it's a matter of life and death. And so one of my big questions is where's the ethics in all of this? Like, did the record label, I'm sure that he didn't come to them and deal with them and they not know what lifestyle he was involved in, still hanging on to, still dappling in. Is you on stage rapping and still got your homies on the corner? Like, so I'm sure that somebody, in his camp that was making the decisions and negotiating his money was aware of that. Like, where's the ethics in all of this? This is not just about somebody entertaining somebody and money being deposited into your bank account. These is people's lives. You have to be more responsible than that. Got to.
Yeah.
You have to.
That's right.
And back to that, what you had said, Charles, about just not people are dying as a result of things like this all the time, and us not giving light to it because it's someone famous now. Like, as our dear sister says all the time, the picking and the choosing. And I just want people to know that that's not my heart here. That's not my intention at all. Because Charlottesville has lost some people as a result of gun violence, who were fathers and brothers and sons and uncles or what have you, just important to their community. And a loss is a loss. If unnecessary loss of life is what it is. And so we feel the same way. I feel the same way equally. Like, we got to do better, whatever that looks like. I ain't got the answers on that, but we have to do better. We're killing ourselves.
Well said.
And it's starting long before the last breath is taken. It's starting long before that.
Yeah, Max, and one last point is that so his partner, Maya J, and I think this is very this is so eerie to even say, but she started a campaign about 3 months ago, and wow, it was Black Men Deserve to Grow Old.
Yeah.
And because her brother was shot and killed by another black man over a $3,000 car deal by an unhappy customer. And she started that campaign because she lost another family member to gun violence. And now she lost her partner. And so, I remember my dad is in his 70s. And my dad even told me, man, after I think maybe his like 69th birthday, he said, man, I made it. I said, why? He said, man, I'm over 21. And I'm like, he's in his 70s thinking, I made it. And it's just something to think about. Real. And as black men, we do deserve to grow old. We do deserve to have happy, healthy lives and enjoy our lives with our grandchildren and our children and our partners and our wives and our families. And sometimes like Charles was saying a little bit earlier, we don't know what the background was, but whatever we have to do to free ourselves from these environments and to free ourselves from some decisions that are caused the maximum amount of conflict, we have to do it.
Yeah.
Because we have a million other people dependent on us. Yep, go ahead,
And you know what, Aaron, I realize there's some people listening to us thinking, that stuff y'all talking is easier said than done.
Absolutely.
You don't live my life. You're not in my home.
Of course.
You're not in my neighborhood, but we got to get to the answer.
Yeah.
That's not, we got to get to the answer regardless. I just want to say that to acknowledge the fact that we understand that what we're asking, what we're talking about and asking for is not easy.
Right,
it's not easy.
Right. And Max, that's exactly why I say it takes all of us, because like this goes deep into even when we talk about our community involvement, like when we talk about voting, all this stuff, right? Because let's not be mistaken. Like, the income gap, poverty, really, if we really get down to the nitty gritty, poverty is the reason why a lot of lifestyles like this gets carried out. So then how do we tackle that? We tackle that like by how we have governmental structure set up, on how neighborhoods are built, on how neighborhoods are policed. You know what I mean? So that's why this really takes all of us at the root of it. And I hope that she can continue that program too, Aaron, because that is good stuff, man. You can close it, Max. But the last thing I wanted to say, a lot of folks have seen the video that's resurfaced of when young Dolph was on Drinking Champs with Noriega. And it's eerie now that they had that conversation of Noriega pointing out, other rappers who were killed in their own neighborhoods. Yeah. And Noriega saying, man, it ain't worth it, man. You may want to move. And then young Dolph was like, man, no, that ain't me. I ain't concerned about that. And it's that kind of thing like that we overlook sometimes, but we got to be real with ourselves. And it ain't about forgetting where you come from. It ain't about that. It's about, is where I'm at best for me and my family? Do these people have my best interests at hand? I think that's what it's about.
And I want Max to finish, but I think the other thing is that it is so sad that we also can't go. You understand that you are actually living in a place to where you're not even free to walk as a man to go to these places. Like it's almost there it is, Max. It's a mental and physical prison because you dag if you do, you dag if you don't.
That's right.
Hey, Max, and before you close it to break, let me give some shout outs, man. We got the folks, love y'all, loyal listeners. Our girl, Patty Mayo. Patty listening to us.
P. Mizzle.
What's up?
P. Mizzle.
Out in D.C., y'all may remember her. She was a guest host a couple times, Seaville Tomorrow fame. She's back up in D.C., serving this country as well. Shouts out to you, Patty, for serving the country, protecting us. And then also Karen Nash and Wade Lewis commenting on the thread. And all those who like and have shared and followed. Appreciate y'all. Miss Max?
Look, I don't even know. I'm probably about to violate some FCC guidelines. No. I mean, I think just honestly speaking, I just want to tell people that this should not easy, but it's possible. It's possible. Yeah. So for everybody, dealing with the similar situations as to what we just now discussed, it's not easy, but it's possible. All right. Get out. All right, let's take a quick break. You're listening to In My Humble Opinion on 101 Jams. Hit us up, 434-422-9101. Be a part of the conversation.
You're listening to In My Humble Opinion with Maxilia Robinson and Charles Lewis. Only on 101.3 Jams.